I have no idea what this is. Is it like... I don't know. I have no idea.
Mid 2000s. Who's popular mid 2000s?
I don't remember what you were doing anymore. What was it?
Do you give up?
Yeah, I give up.
All right, this is the first tally. You No Air by Jordan Sparks and Chris Brown.
Did you do Chris Brown's part?
Part of it. You already gave up before that.
I don't know, dude. That was pretty good. All right, yeah. 2-0 Drake. To be fair, what did I hum? I said, like, hit me baby one more time.
Dude, it was Backstreet Boys.
Yeah, same shit, different toilet.
Honestly, I feel like that was a pretty similar time.
Yeah.
Backstreet Boys were like, they were before NSYNC though.
Yeah.
But shittier.
Do you remember E-Bombs World?
Yeah.
The website?
That's where I got all my soundboards to prank call people.
They're the which Backstreet Boys. I don't even know if you can say gay anymore on the stuff. Tell me why.
If not, you did.
I mumbled it though.
Yeah. Well.
So we're recording a day late because age is catching up to us.
It sure is. We want to put these out on Monday, which I guess there's still Monday mornings. There's a chance that we could put it out tonight, possibly, probably not, maybe though, probably. But last night Hunter and I came to a pretty mutual agreement. We're like, all right, when do you want to do this thing? And I kind of avoided texting you back right away because I wanted to make the excuse, but
I knew what the fuck you were doing.
You're like, why don't we just do it tomorrow so we can watch football and relax? And I was like, oh.
You were like, oh, no, dude, I so want to do it tonight, but all right, I'm down.
And I was like, oh, man, you know what? I had a long day, just didn't even do anything crazy. I just went over to Sarah's parents and had to be a dad. And
you made it sound like you ran a bi-marathon. That's not even a word, but you did something.
It felt like it. Well, I'm probably pretty young for it. I've had sciatica since my wedding because I tried to make it a point on my drive back from the beach to not get out of the car. I filled up for gas one time in between. It was like a 9-10 hour drive, and then 2 weeks later I started paying for it, and it's been like a year and a half, and I have to stretch every fucking day.
This has to be how like opioid addictions like start is because it's really just people getting old and being like, my back hurts, and then eventually it hurts to the point where they get prescribed something, and then they're like, okay, my back was hurting, and now I just really like this feeling.
Dude, this stuff is actually really good.
Why don't people
and I don't feel any pain.
I can buy these.
Yeah, but I don't want to. A lot of people have addiction, so I'm not even going to go there. However, I'm just trying not to be lazy. I'm trying to stretch.
I'm addicted to fun.
Hard as shit.
I really am. I mean, Drake.
You look like you're addicted to fun.
I'm a giggle meister. Look at me.
Go.
If you combine our age, we could get an AARP card. Senior discounts fuck, dude. I don't care how well your penis does or does not work, dude. Those discounts are crazy.
Dude, well, I plan the second I end up not having a great working dong, Nugenics, man booster.
Dude, that was 19 for me.
I'm going to be corked like Frank Thomas.
I could see that, dude.
Not big, it's always all the time.
Not to go into penises every episode, but it's always the most random little guys that have the big ones.
Yep, Daniel Jones.
He's not a little guy.
Daniel Dongs.
He's just my corner dweeber, big packing thundercock brother.
Dude, you got a thing for DJ.
I'm just in my vibes with him right now.
Yeah. He's worth apparently 30 to 40 mil somehow
Dude, in the NFL,
in his pants, let alone.
dude, they sell horse cum for like 20 to like $25,000, and I'm saying that from a guy that's looked that up directly trying to purchase horse cum.
For breeding purposes?
They don't ask what
For
you do with
racing
it.
purposes?
You don't have to enter what you do with it. You just get to buy it.
Don't ask, don't tell.
I'm here, aren't I? That doesn't help you out at all.
No, it doesn't. Anyway, you didn't buy it, right?
No. So I was looking on the thing on the old www dot thing, and I saw today. I was just like, I'm not someone who's being left with family or generational wealth, and you can't expect that from your parents. But I did happen to see that Jackie Chan came out and said that when he dies, his $400 million net worth is going completely to charity and $0 of it to his son JC. And he said, and I quote, because they asked him, they're like, "Are you a bad dad about that?" And he said, "Relax." He said, "If he is capable, he can make his own money. If he is not, then he will just be wasting mine." And I'm sorry, dude, but that sounds like...
Dude, I mean, for his son, that fucking blows. However, I feel like it's not like a movie to where like this decision just like randomly happens. Like, oh, we're not giving this to you, right? Like he probably knew.
Oh, he'd been known
in some way, because I don't know Jackie Chan's like history like crazy, but I imagine I'm pretty sure he worked his ass off like coming from another country to get where he is now, and it's not because he's a fucking good actor. How the hell?
Okay, but if you have $400 million, you could probably sauce your kid like $1 million, $2 million, and maybe even more than that because you're not a piece of shitties.
Yeah.
And instead, this kid could be jerking off the past 13 years watching manga porn, just doing his own thing.
Well,
and now he's gonna have to do it for money, which, from my experience, doesn't work well.
No, but I think maybe he's just gonna come down from reality and start working hard before Jackie goes.
What if he just
inherit a little bit of that?
What if he just puts in the absolute grind and just becomes like an absolute A-list actor? Eventually takes Jackie over the top. I don't know how old JC is. I hope I'm not butchering his name. No, JC. Good stuff.
Looks like JC.
Yeah. So I don't know how old this fellow is, but he's not off to a very good start. He's got about $400 million to go. So
yeah, Jackie might be a little bit. You never know. Maybe he's a little bit of a traditionalist. Who knows?
That's or
what Jackie I was could be an asshole.
Oh, that's the other thing, dude. Like, I feel like there's always those people who like, especially the people when you're a kid. It's different now when you're looking at it at 20-something years old, but like when you were a kid, like those actors, like Jackie Chan knows that his audience were primarily like 9-year-old kids. Like he knows that 100%, and that's it's gotta do a little something to you in the head.
Dude, I mean, I don't know. Well, I'm sure it's that's coming from us because we're like 9 and 10 watching Rush Hour and shit, and he doesn't really cuss or anything. So I wonder if like our parents didn't really like Jackie Chan because he's a bad actor, but he's a badass.
He's a bad dad. He's a bad dad.
He's bad at everything.
A lot of bad things.
Bad dad.
It got us thinking. Like, there's been some wild tweets throughout the times.
Dude,
I mean, just news that comes out because I think Twitter's the thing where people just splat their thoughts out like a bunch of word cum. It's just all over the place.
And I've seen the tweet before. It's like, I can't believe this app is free because I had pretty much all the socials before. I got rid of TikTok just because most of the good videos end up coming across Instagram. Like, if that's my algorithm anyway, so I'm just like double time and it's taking up less time. But I don't think I would ever delete Twitter, dude, because I mean, as long as you don't look at the comments, you're not going to get absolutely fucking enraged because there's enough idiots everywhere for that to happen. But dude, like Twitter's like the most up to date, like crazy shit happening. It's Twitter's the best.
Like, dude, like there's people that the people that should not belong on Twitter is like 13% of the entire population, and those people. And I feel like Twitter's a place for people who have their own demons to like present it in a funnier way where people will laugh about it instead of suspect they're about to do terrible things to somebody.
Oh yeah, dude. Twitter gets away with it. Dude, they're like, I've gone like looking in comments before and people basically post porn.
Dude, you can post whatever on Twitter.
Anything goes.
I accidentally went on this porn star's page one time, and it was so on accident. And she was, I can't believe how I got there.
But if you said that in a tweet, somebody in the comments would be like, "Hey, dude, just like."
Dude, she was getting stuffed in like the name? It was like 15-second clips of her just getting absolutely Thanksgiving turkey stuffed, and I'm like, that is a lot different. Dude, but I mean, to be fair, I came for the show and I left with popcorn. I don't know if that's a saying, but
sweet and buttery,
or salty.
Those lines, it's true. Along those lines, I was on Twitter and just the other day, and this girl like posted. I don't think she might have been innocent or just like not really giving a shit. But she posted a meme, and it was clearly a girl getting railed from behind, like screaming, and she was like, the tweet consisted of something like her mom pissing her off, like annoying her, and somebody replied like, you absolutely could have used a better meme. And then somebody down in the comments was like, hey, anybody have the link or know this girl's name? And everyone's like fucking like trashing this guy, and somebody else like posts a link, and they're like, hey man, everybody's got a nut, and he like sends it to him, and the title's like whore screaming loud as shit getting railed. I'm like, dude, Twitter is nuts.
Everyone's got a nut. Dude, I saw a tweet, and it's a little 3-parter. It's like a tweet, a reply, and then the author of the tweet replies. And it said, just ripped the nastiest fart out of my tiny little girl butt. Someone says, what the fuck? And rightfully so. And the author says, what if I came to your house with a weapon? So that's quite the toy back and forth, and it just shows there's still good people in this world.
Yeah, dude, it's like that's like just like random, like funny bits, like dude.
And I'm scrolling, and then not long after, this one says, next time you're getting hot and heavy with a girl, if she asks you if you have a condom, look over both shoulders, then whisper, a penis condom? Dude, people are built different.
Dude, people, it's like I used to back in high school be like, this might be the tweet that blows up. Like, I have something really funny to say, and you'd be like, it's like crazy how important certain words within a tweet probably are, or it's just
it really is
dumb sheer luck that a specific tweet takes off, because
it just hits.
One person tweets it. If it's funny at all, a million people are going to copy it and say the same thing. It's like, it doesn't matter what's going to, and now I don't fucking tweet. I just, like I told you earlier, I like everything. And I'm like, man, I shouldn't do that, because
it's like a little archive of fun though.
Oh yeah. But I never go back and look through it. And then when I try, like I did earlier, I was scrolling for fucking 4 minutes just through yesterday's football stuff, and it's all the same. I don't need
it's all the same. You see all the news you need to see right at the top, and then they just tell you a bunch of different ways to obtain that news. But anyway, and then the final tweet I found that I was like, I don't understand people. It says, what do you mean I didn't win? I ate more wet t-shirts than anyone else.
Oh man. Well, they couldn't get their wet t-shirts back on, so
you gotta get your wet t-shirt fiber somehow.
Dude, I went like a different way. I saw a couple of tweets, not nearly as funny. However, if nobody knows, the fucking Georgia quarterback, he's 25 years old, so he's literally a couple years younger than Hunter and and he is
I
still
thought you were
on.
gonna say my final year in college.
No. Oh, was it? No, you were.
No.
I was about to say his final year in college though, like with like 7 transfers and shit. He had like public intoxication, and I didn't understand when somebody posted video that they were like trolling Baker too or some shit. And so I saw this fucking video and didn't realize that this was Baker back when this shit happened. It's hilarious.
Walking. He started to run. Hey, you run from the cops, you drop. That's number one rule.
And playing the victim.
Dude, where'd Baker go to school? Oklahoma, right? Dude, that is
Oklahoma,
great tackle for him by the police officer.
Isn't it?
There. That's just incredible.
Yeah. So I saw that and I got completely fucking bamboozled. And then you were like, dude, didn't that happen to somebody like a couple years ago? And I looked it up and the first thing was Baker. And I was like,
Stetson Bennett looks like the guy who has a lawyer on speed dial. He might be a lawyer.
100%. And then a correlating tweet I saw was it was that video of Stetson Bennett getting like out of jail for the night or whatever, and he was like sipping he looked like shit, like complete shit, was sipping on water. And somebody was like, them hangovers hit different after 25.
After a night in jail.
Yeah,
I heard he was going around just banging on people's doors.
Yeah, that's not even anything like.
That's like an average
crazy.
Night out in college.
Yeah, but it's still weird. It's like. But people in some colleges just be like, dude, get out of here.
The 18-year-old freshmen were like, this guy needs to grow the fuck up. Like,
yeah. Oh my god, I can't believe he's that old though, and maybe.
And we're multiple years older than him.
Yeah, you'd think that he'd be mature enough to be able to handle it.
He just absolutely can't.
Nope. Absolutely not.
He knows he's not gonna do shit in the league.
No. But the other thing I saw was that the Eddie Murphy and Jonah Hill movie coming out, or it's already out.
I've seen it. You people. Yep.
Yeah, I would have watched it already, but I'm like scrolling through and I see this clip, and that's how I found out that it was like a movie, and it was them, Eddie Murphy, Jonah Hill sitting in the front seat of the car, and apparently this movie is about Jonah Hill being white, Eddie Murphy has a daughter, and they fall in love, and let me know if I'm fucking this up too bad, but both sides of the family are kind of not doing too
they're
well
both traditional
together. Yeah.
And
so the quick scene, and I can't spoil anything because I haven't seen it, but the whole movie, but the quick scene is they're listening to that song by Kanye West and Jay-Z, In Paris. and Eddie Murphy's basically trying to get him to say the name of the song, and he's like, what's the name of the song? And Jonah Hill immediately he's like I don't know. He's like, is it mid something? He's like, is it called In Paris? And then he's like, no,
it's just something before that. You're getting
closer. And he's like, Midnight in Paris, and it just looks so funny. He's trying to get him to say it, and he's like, oh, just a bunch of pals in Paris.
It's such a bunch of pals in Paris. It's so good. Just trying to bait him there. I mean, that movie. So I watched it. We watched it. I don't know, probably the day it came out, and it's the only movie I've ever seen Eddie Murphy's completely serious in 99.9% of it. And like completely serious. Like, you're waiting for him to like literally like break his character at some point and be like, hey, and then it's just like, no.
And it seems like he's really good at it. Like, I feel like that happens with a lot of comedians when they get older. I don't know if,
I knew
how they get to like the stoicness or whatever, but they are like they get older and they're able to be so serious.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I know exactly who Eddie Murphy is. Obviously. I had to look up if it was him halfway through the movie because he didn't laugh once. Yeah. So I was like, "Am I sure this is him?"
Normally, you're used to him fucking screaming like donkey.
Yeah, it's like just something. I was like, "This guy's mean."
Dude, I love the concept of that movie though, because it's like it's so modern, that it's like able to not take itself seriously and do it at the same time by like making fun of different cultures and
Yeah.
different like races of people getting together and how it actually is. But it's probably not usually funny if families are like that.
You'll
I'm
see.
sure it's pretty cringe.
You know, everyone needs to get out there and watch You People. I'd give it a good 7.3 out of 10 with
That's
a definitely worth at least one watch rating.
yeah.
It's
Also,
Jonah Hill.
yeah, we didn't get paid to advertise this movie, so Netflix, if you hear this shit, because we're kind of in a hole now. We decided to go for it, and we upgraded on here. That's how I was able to do that damn video share with you guys. We upgraded, and now we're a broke podcast.
Yeah, I
But
want to
we're
be
going for it.
Yeah, I want to be paid in fermented peanuts, and I don't want to be paid any other way.
You got a market for that in Boston?
Dude, how would you come out here and I'll show you?
What are they fermented in?
I'll fist you so hard, dude, if you ask more questions.
God, I can't even think of another question, but I want to. I'm
You
fresh out of questions.
You belong out here.
In Boston with the peanuts.
Did you see, as you know, if we're talking about Boston, I'm obviously a big Boston sports fan. I don't know if you saw the Celtics-Lakers game the other night, but
yeah.
LeBron got fouled at the very end of the game. And don't get me wrong, he got his arm absolutely shit slapped to the point where, like, if it was in rec basketball, it'd be one of those slaps that's so hard where the guy turns around and is like, you better fucking watch it. Like, you don't slap someone that hard. Dude, and how this ref missed it, I don't know. But so it was a tie game, so it went to overtime. That man
LeBron
dropped to his knees, like his two sons just died. His team is fermented. I don't know why he's fermented again, but I got weird mind.
Peanuts.
But like he had like one hand on the floor, one hand over his two like eyes, just like kneeling all the way down on the court, just being like, this is it. This is everything I've worked to up until this point has been for nothing. That's what you would have thought it was.
He didn't even get that mad at J.R. Smith when he drove the clock. Dude,
that was to be fair, what JR did was so beyond stupid that he probably didn't know what to think at the time because it took so long to process what was happening.
It was so hard to process what happened. LeBron was like, what the hell? And then everybody had to go sit on the bench and be like, what was he thinking? What happened? Yeah, but then LeBron got hacked, and it's like I don't mind no calls, like some rough basketball, like during the norm, like the course of the game. But it's like you gotta make that call.
As soon as that he gets off the court, they have the break going into overtime. He has the towel over his head. He's like a seat down. There's like a gap seat between him and the rest of his teammates. It's like, dude, and like don't get me wrong, he had an incredible game. He had like 41, 9, and 8 or something. Great game, but like. And that's a shitty way to lose a game, trust me. And I'd be pretty pissed as a fan. But, like, I can confidently say I don't think any player on the Celtics would have been, like, down like that.
Tatum's response was hilarious.
Well, that's the one thing that pisses me off about Tatum. Because we'll go in, we'll lose by, like, 27 points to the Orlando Magic with, like, a 33 win percentage. And then Tatum will post like a picture of him in Bankero and be like Duke Brotherhood, like
doesn't give a shit.
It's like it seems like he doesn't give a shit.
Well, and that's why I don't completely, I mind LeBron getting crazy, but at the same time, he went bananas, and that leads me to Chandler Parsons. I don't know if you saw his quote. He might have tweeted it, but I feel like he does podcasts now. Chandler Parsons was like, "If my English bulldog went and got hit by a car right now, I wouldn't even act the way LeBron did." And Trae Young was like, damn, this dude doesn't like his dogs.
PETA's like, I'm watching you, Chandler Parsons. Hey, there's nothing more shady than a guy that makes a big contract, gets quickly phased out of the league, and probably loses all of his money.
It's probably because he's been through so much bullshit and injuries that like he doesn't have that like sort of he's like been through it, so he's like, well, you've been getting fouled on my arm, I'm never gonna act like that because I physically can't play. Well, I think he got in an accident and he couldn't play anymore.
Yeah, yeah, he did. He got in a really bad car accident.
Yeah,
But that sucks for him. I mean,
it
I
does.
think he got like a $60 million contract, so he can suck my left gooch, dude. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, he'll be fine
He is
for
fine.
sure.
I'm not. That wasn't a hot thing. I'm not hitting on him. Just making sure we're really clear. I the way I said that.
I don't know what you're talking
I
about.
mean,
A lot of weenies.
you mentioned an English bulldog, and it's just a great segue into our. I think it's pretty apparent we're gonna have to do drafts almost every episode because I think we're gonna be able to get into some weird type of drafts.
Some weird shit. Peanuts
So
might be up next. Peanuts?
like the top 5 nuts or peanuts, like.
We're not going to talk about it from here on out, but it's the way you take it, and then we'll draft.
I'm not nutting already.
But you're humming.
So, Drake, what are we doing this week?
This week, I think this is something that can relate to most people. We're going to draft their top 5 dog breeds.
We're going to draft our dog breeds.
And quickly, I want to say we'll recap the voting after last week. I think Hunter took a real early lead. I imagine it's because most people saw Michael Scott right away. And then there was a little bit of chatter back and forth. And I want to say it was like a 60-40 split, maybe a little less than that. But I ended up taking the dub
before I was depressed.
Draft number 1. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, to talk you down. But
yeah, honestly, I haven't been the same since.
So, we're going to do this here on the spot again because that's what we do.
That's what we do.
Am I going because I won the last draft, or are we rhyming again?
No, true, you won, so I am kind of a fucking loser, dude. No, I still want to rhyme.
I think we should.
But you get the word this time.
Yeah. And you did dog last time?
Yeah, I did.
I could have just.
Isn't that kind of weird?
I could have just did it. Yeah. Maybe this word is gonna relate to our next draft.
I'll put this in my mouth if it does.
I'll put it in my mouth if it doesn't. We're gonna go with one of the all-time words. Fart.
Art.
Cart.
Mart.
Bart.
Tart.
Start.
Shart. In my pants.
Snart.
Is that a word?
I don't know, but we gotta keep going, and if it's not, then...
Shart again.
Dark. Okay.
All right, you get the number one overall pick. Damn, 1-0 with the first pick. It's like I'm the fucking Nets out here or something.
Snart is a word.
Is it really?
It is.
What's it mean?
Phenomenon where one sneezes and breaks wind at the same time.
That's so you get a word because someone literally has no controls of their insides.
Yeah, somebody shitting and sneezing at the same time, and there we go.
Fair.
All right, so I'm glad we got a switch up at least. You know, first 2 drafts. I'll go first here. I feel like there's depends on if you're a big dog lover, little dog lover. But if you're a big dog lover, there's probably 3 relatively popular choices that are gonna go off the bat, and I gotta ride or die with my beautiful dog Marvel. Number 1 pick, Golden Retriever.
Yeah, and honestly, I didn't even put Golden Retriever on my list because I knew that you were gonna pick it 1-1 or 1-2.
Yeah.
For my first overall pick, I have to pick my big fart coming brother, Golden Doodle Frank.
G dude.
He is. I mean, he's that guy.
No, that's definitely cool. It's basically
your dog.
Off-brand version
your dog
of my
just
dog.
Just smarter, lives longer. You know, nothing that matters.
Yeah. Well, it's got a doodle in its name, so.
I'll tell you what. I watch a Golden Retriever, and they're both fucking stupid. Like,
and they can sleep. They're good dogs. One's
They're
better,
best
but they're good
friends.
dogs. Yeah,
Yeah, they're
absolutely.
great dogs.
They come from the
So
same fam.
the two Goldens right off the board.
All right, all right. Coming back to me for pick two. We got the Goldens off the board, and again, I didn't put Doodle on there either. I figured, like you said, that'd be a one or two. My number two is a dog that I would absolutely love to have. Big gentle giant, a Bernese Mountain Dog.
Oh, you dirty dog, you. All right, it's a good draft early. I hate to keep it too similar to a couple of the first picks, but gotta go Labrador Retriever for my second pick. I mean, I had a chocolate lab growing up, and he was just loyal,
Yeah,
loving, great guy.
that was actually on my list.
Didn't you have a lab growing up named Dave?
No, no, that was a different dog that may or may not come on the
Okay,
list
okay,
later.
okay.
His name was Dave, though. He was a crazy dog. We had a dog named Dave. He had prostate cancer.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
I didn't make it up. I'm just telling the facts. Facts.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
I was gonna, but I specifically had. So you just did Labrador Retriever, so I'll tell you, I had Chocolate Lab. That was gonna be my next pick. But then since you said labs in general, I didn't know.
Yeah, I figured that would be stupid if we went like Chocolate Lab, Red Lab, like just start.
That was gonna be my next one. Was Red Lab.
Yeah. So no, it's not.
Those are both great.
Yeah, don't steal my fucking pick.
I'll steal you. So for my next pick, I've never had this type of dog before, and so going this direction, I don't know how popular a pick it is, but they're fucking beautiful. A blue tick coonhound.
Is that the brown dogs with like the white spots, like the little white spots
they have like
and
white
stuff?
and black, and
Yeah,
a lot of times their eyes are like brighter colors too.
Yep. Very cool dogs.
Yeah. If they're good, I don't fucking know.
Whew. All right, so that's 3 for you. My number 3 is any mutt that has like either lab or pit bull or something in it, where they're always just random ass colors. They're anywhere between like 40 and 70 pounds, but they're usually just, good looking dogs. Some of them have some real cool mixes, end up having some cool colors. Mutts are absolute wild cards, but we live in a complex where a lot of people have dogs, and I feel like from the most part, I see all those kind of mutt type of dogs. They're cool as shit.
Yeah, if there's a good mix, then I mean anything with a lab, or like some of the ones like that are like lab shepherd, or like some other whatever things with like a shepherd. Those are good too.
Me and my fiance's kids are gonna be mixed. Frank's a mix. Might as well have more mixes.
Hey, you live in the little melting
I'm a little
pot.
smoothie of life.
Not yet.
I'm a little sexy,
your kids
sexy
are gonna be a
smoothie.
little smoother. Little smoothies.
Did you just call my kids sexy?
I don't think so. Did I?
No, I did.
I think you said sexy. Okay, I was like, dude, if I did that, I was so off track.
It's funny because to me, I just say I say stuff, but you actually have a child. You have to watch what you put into this world, because you literally already put something into this world.
Yeah, I put something in again and again and again, and then.
Oh, don't flatter yourself.
Yeah, well, that divided by 4.
Is it my pick? Oh no, so that's 3 down each.
Coming back to me.
Yep.
For 4. This is where it starts getting tricky, because we got the really. This is where we're probably gonna pull in a lot of people, like random votes.
Yeah, because a lot of people are biased about some dogs, and like I'm gonna say some dogs we have 2 dogs we don't like after, and I think we're gonna strike some chords.
I agree too. I think we have real similar taste in dogs. They, usually the bigger ones taste better.
As long as it's dark meat.
This is one of the dogs I had growing up, and it was perfect for being a kid. And these dogs are fucking high energy. So if you don't like high energy, or have a big yard, you might be fucked. But I'm a big fan of the Border Collie.
Oh, so quick tangent. My parents' house, we have like 3 acres growing up, but like most of it is like
Mm-hmm.
was woods at that point. So we had a border collie. His name was Bender from the
Bender.
Breakfast
Yeah.
Club. And that little motherfucker ran away. I think we had him for like a year and a half, and he ran away for like 345 of those days. It got to the point where he would just take off out the door, slip out, run away, and we would just be like, well, he's gone. And he's like, eventually would come back.
I was about to say he'd come back himself.
Yeah, what I was really just trying to get to is he was so fast that one time when I was like, probably like 10 or 11 years old. I was standing at the end of my driveway calling for him to come back. And I was like, Bender, Bender. And I like turned around and started walking back to the house. And all of a
Mm-hmm.
sudden, he had been sprinting back to the house from behind me. And for whatever reason, that little motherfucker ran so hard he swept me out from under my feet, dude. And I just like cracked my head off my driveway. I was just absolutely out for the count. And I got up and
you were not going to pick a border collie then.
I got up and instantly just started crying. And I was just so hurt by Bender, dude. So I haven't seen The Breakfast Club to this day.
No shit.
And
You're
I
holding a
won't.
grudge. Yeah.
I won't.
It's a great movie. It's like one of those
I've
classic
seen
ones
it.
that's corny. Oh, I think you said you haven't.
I won't watch it again.
Oh, again. Okay. I feel you.
No,
So you wouldn't have picked a border collie.
no, absolutely not.
Yeah. So I have a dog that is a very popular dog that I won't pick from bad experiences, and it's not one of my worst dogs either. But I'll get to that later too, just in case I strike a chord with you. So
Okay.
number 4 for you.
My number 4 is a Cavachon. It's a Cavalier King Charles Sparrow and a Bichon Frise. They got this guy at my complex, Brody. We watched him. We even took him to Maine one time for a weekend. He's this little white Cavachon, and he is a cool motherfucker. I don't know what it is in those dog genes, but like whenever he's at the dog park, the big dogs just straight up respect him.
I love that.
He's just like Frank. I can't get the ball from Frank, but if Brody wants the ball, dude, Frank will drop that shit and be like, "It's you, Big B."
Dude, it's funny. Most dogs know their place, and even if like a big dog comes into a side of a bigger dog, typically if one of them will back down.
Yeah, and they're generally smart, live long, and they don't shed.
Yeah. So number 5 for me, I grew up and I didn't realize that I liked this dog. Very gentle, massive dog, basically a horse, part of the mystery gang. Great Dane. I remember I never had a Great Dane, but I remember experiences with them just being, dude, so gentle. If they didn't last 5 years, they'd probably be much higher on my list.
Yeah, I was gonna say
And
their
I love
life expectancy
Scooby-Doo.
is they're like 5 to 7 years or something.
Yeah.
Like, oh wait, Great Danes. Wait, they live really short.
Yeah, they're massive.
I thought we were talking about. I knew you had already said Bernese Mountain Dog. But that's what immediately made me think of that. Great Danes also don't live very long.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah,
That's sad.
Yeah, that's why I think it'd be really hard to get one. But they're amazing dogs,
Yeah,
and they think they're lap dogs the entire time.
they're just like they got like really. I say this as a big gangly motherfucker. Like they're really gangly looking weird motherfuckers. Like
Yeah.
their snouts are like anteaters and like what I don't know. But they
They're
have
not that
one.
small, but they do look
No,
like
they're
skinnier.
big.
Yeah.
And then one person at our complex has one, and our dog park isn't big enough for them to like. I mean, they can run around,
Oh,
but for a
yeah.
Great Dane, it can't like open it up.
Yeah.
But dude, that dog can catch up to Frank in like
couple strides.
3, yeah, like literally a couple strides. Like it's
Yeah.
absolutely insane. Like I'd love to just see that dog open it up.
Yeah.
I asked her about it, and she said it's absolutely insane.
Yeah. There's got to be no room inside for that. But I would I liked it as a 5th pick. You could go some other ways, but I wanted to change her up a little bit. So number 5 is Scooby Doo.
Hell yeah. My number 5, I'm gonna go an Aussie Doodle. So I really like Australian Shepherds, but they have barking problems. They're fucking loud. They're always
Yeah.
talking, and I don't
They're
know
very
why, dude.
very
I just
similar
can't.
to Border Collies.
Yeah, they are in a lot of those regards. So you
Yeah.
put the doodle in it and just kind of slow it down mentally, physically, um, and they just
Slow
become
it
kind
down.
of becomes kind of like a golden doodle, but
Yeah.
like not quite as cool. So I
Yeah.
think number five, I could. The thing with Aussie doodles is you get the cooler colors. You can get them
Yeah.
real cool color ones.
Yeah. Even though
Yeah,
mixing can be a little unhealthy, which gets me to my fucking worst dogs, and one of them
tell
is a
me about it.
very popular dog, a fucking Frenchie, French bulldogs.
Yeah, yeah,
It's just like, and so I saw something there. Even like a lot of dogs now don't look how they looked initially because all the mixing and just bullshit. And a French bulldog actually used to look like bigger, and its nose was kind of out. Like those on like pugs, like they can't fucking breathe. They're
yeah.
kind of just like nasty. I can't stand it. Some can be cute, but like it's
Dude, and
just
like
no.
some French bulldogs are like $6,000 too.
Yeah,
They're
incredibly
just
insane.
it's absolutely stupid.
Yeah,
No,
not gonna
that's
happen.
I feel you there. I might strike a couple chords as well. I got German Shepherd up there.
Okay,
So
so
German Shepherds are like naturally pretty aggressive dogs. They're big as fuck. They um I got bit by one, and it was like it wasn't a bad. It was like it was recently, and it wasn't like a
mhm,
bad dog, but like I
yeah,
caught it by surprise, and like their like mouths are so long, and their head is so big, like it almost like it startled him quickly, and he bit the fucking shit out of me, and I was like, Jesus
yeah,
Christ! And they shed a shit ton,
yeah,
and the worst of all, my biggest thing with the German Shepherd, they don't feel good to pet.
yeah. Their hair is all coarse.
It's coarse and gross. Like you've been outside, you little
Yeah, you can
trash
feel
dog.
it. Yeah. Well, so it's funny because that was the one I was like, it's not the worst dog for me, but I have a bad experience. Marvel's a year old, and we're gonna go on vacation. I don't have anybody to watch her because my family's going down too, and so we use this app called Rover, and people watch dogs, and they had a dog there,
Oh
and I
yeah.
was like, oh well, she's gonna stay here, while you have this dog, and you let that dog out. Just immediately goes after Marvel, and they're like, oh, her bark's
Yeah.
worse than her bite, and I'm like, no, keep that dog away.
No, you
And
just
then
have a
they
shit
let it
dog.
happen
Like,
again, and I had to grab the like collar and like throw it and pick Marvel up, and I'm like, dude, because those they just need trained. Like I feel
yeah.
like because they can be aggressive. Like if they're trained well, they can be good dogs. But dude, fuck that.
Dobermans kind of go in the same category. Like, they're pretty
Yeah, hundred
dogs, but
percent.
like, it's all about who trains them. I had Frank at the park with a Doberman that was 4 months old, and he was 90 pounds.
Jesus,
And Frank's
that's
like
tall.
70 pounds, so like he can hold his own. But I right when we got in there, I threw Frank his ball. The Doberman immediately tried to hump him, and then Frank turned to like defend himself, and then the Doberman instantly became like, have you seen the 21 Savage album way back with the dog with its mouth open? I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure it's a
yeah.
Doberman. That it went full on that, and I
Ugh,
literally like in one beautiful athletic swoop, I like grabbed Frank's harness, scooped him up with one hand, and
yeah.
just like picked him all the way up and just held him up there and was like watching that dog. I
You
was like,
always
yeah,
got to be
while
ready
the
for that.
owners corral it. Oh, dude,
Yeah,
I would get hit by a wood chipper before I'd let my dog's like fingernail get split.
100%, 100%.
I can't
It's
help it.
just probably harder. So I know you mentioned that you said Frank might be bigger because he's a doodle. Somehow Marvel's 90 pounds. I have no fucking
Yeah.
idea. She's
Well,
a
dude,
tank. He's
the
probably
go his
taller though. Doodles
dude
are
his
big and
gold
tall.
well that and his golden retriever, his best friend AJ, he's 100 pounds, dude. And
Dude,
he's
that's
golden
insane.
retriever.
That's
He's a
incredible. He's
horse.
probably tall too. Marvel's
Would you,
thick.
do you have one more dog you don't like? Because I
Yeah,
got one
Shih
more.
Tzus. I had an Uncle Tom
Yeah.
growing up. Fucking Shih Tzus, dude. Shih
Yeah.
Tzu.
I have more of a general category of tiny bark tards.
Yeah.
All those
Yep.
little yappers are like the sub
Thousand percent.
7 pound sack of shits.
Needless to say,
Oh, wait. Can I say one thing?
yeah,
So last year, so it's actually coming up on the season, which reminds me of it. So the whole month of February in Massachusetts is coyote mating season. So the
yeah,
coyotes are out and about this month. So our complex is like built in a quarry, so it has like a general path of coyotes just being all through it. So anyway, we have a dog park Facebook page for all the people that have dogs here. And so when the coyotes come around, the people start to post pictures and be like, "Oh, coyotes here, watch out, watch out." And anyway, someone posted something about like asking what they can have for protection to carry around against coyotes because they had a small dog. And coyotes are heavily protected in Mass, so you can't like do anything. But this guy who has at my complex who has these two big huskies comments on this lady's post and says like, "You might as well let your little hamster get ripped up. That thing is like isn't even a dog. Just starts going off against the tiny
So
little dogs."
unnecessary.
Same guy who tried to teach my fiance self-defense classes for free lessons, which sounds like a sexual exploit. But yeah, I mean, just a wild situation
when
overall.
she was like, "What should I get to protect my dogs?" I thought some asshole was just gonna say a bigger dog.
Yeah, and he was like, "No, your subset squirrel type of shit can die." Like it was basically like straight to the point. People were commenting. They were like, "Dude, who are you?"
Yeah, that's maybe that's just a husky owner trait. That's what Dave was.
Really?
Yeah, Dave was a big fucking husky.
Yeah. I had husky on my list of like they don't mean anything to me. Like they're not. I don't dislike them or like them. And if they didn't shed like they do, it would be easy. Dude, but I can't do dogs that shed and like
too and stubborn.
They are.
Like,
they talk a lot too.
Yeah, dude. They're stubborn as shit. My parents, that dog, they would run away and they'd have to like hold pizza out the window, and that's the only thing they would bag. Hold
pizza out the window. Pie. Someone's driving around, they got a pizza out the window. Hey, is that free? No, it's for my dog, Dave.
So yeah, I think that's a good draft. We'll get something up. Have another voting session. See if Hunter can tie it up, or if I take a 2-0 lead.
Yeah.
So there we go. We'll hopefully get this posted here soon.
Yeah, we will. I know we're digging a little later than we usually do, but there's one more thing I really wanted to talk about today, and it's ever since we're kind of the social media generation. We brought it on. Now, dude, I think parents and old people have gotten way too comfortable with social media because some of the emojis that I've been seeing by old people on like Facebook generally lately are creepy. Like I saw a 55-year-old man use the smirk emoji for like finding a good deal on carrots at the grocery store.
Well, I'll tell you what the problem is. Probably. So what? Did you ever have MySpace? That was like one of the first social media platforms. That was probably like
Riding Dirty by Chameleonaire was my page song.
That's where I found a shit ton of early T-Pain.
Hookers, yeah.
But like 2005, maybe a little before that or some shit. Think about that being 18 years ago. This 50-year-old was in his late 30s, so he was probably still trying to be a little hip. The internet was just coming on, and so he's just someone that probably this generation, that they're in this weird middle spot, never fully understood. Because, dude, I see people now, even our age or a little bit older, posting weird shit like that too. And it's like, dude, we are the same age. I went to school with you. It's just, and you're just posting what you did with a weird emoji or something. It's like, that wasn't even relevant.
Weird. It's so weird. It ties into like the cringy stuff that we talked about that people post. It is, dude. It's just like there's nothing strange, or if you see like, I don't know. Ever since we said emoji, I just can't stop thinking about the eggplant emoji. That's the penis, but I don't know. I didn't even see that recently. It's just all up in my mind.
Dude, I'm gonna start tallying up how many times you get phallical on an episode.
How many fingers you got?
More than you think.
Yeah.
Whatever you're thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't believe we went for that long. That kind of just, the time flies when you're just having some sort of fun.
Time flies when we're shitting on little dogs. Fuck them.
Little bark dogs.
And they got worse fucking stinker farts, little shih tzu. So
if you're still hanging out with us at this point, that was episode 3.
We appreciate it. Keep watching this. Share it with people. We're doing this. We're gonna start a GoFundMe.
Stay hard.
Stay hard. Funny bones. We'll see you guys
Love you.
later. Love you.
Bye.